Hi everybody, it's me, Blippi. I'm so glad you're here today because I have a very special story to share with you. Are you ready to go on a fun adventure with me? Let's get started. Today, we're going to hear a wonderful story about a baby boy named Norbert. This story is all about family, love, and the excitement of welcoming someone new into the world. Have you ever met a new baby before? It's such a magical moment, and I can't wait to tell you all about Norbert and his amazing family. Norbert was born a long time ago, in the year 2011. That might sound like a long time ago, but for Norbert's family it feels like just yesterday. The day he was born was filled with so much excitement and happiness. The hospital was buzzing with nurses and doctors, and everyone was working together to make sure Norbert arrived safely. When he finally came into the world, he was tiny, soft, and oh so cute. His little hands and feet were just perfect, and he had the sweetest little yawn. Norbert's parents, Emily and Charlie, were overjoyed to meet their new baby boy. Emily, his mommy, had been waiting for this moment for months, dreaming about what Norbert would look like and imagining all the fun things they would do together. Charlie, his daddy, was so proud and couldn't stop smiling. They both held Norbert close, giving him gentle hugs and kisses, and promised to always take care of him and love him forever. Emily and Charlie were so happy to finally become parents. They had spent a lot of time getting ready for Norbert's arrival. They painted his room a beautiful color, picked out the softest blankets, and even bought a tiny crib just for him. When they brought Norbert home, they showed him his new room and sang him lullabies to help him sleep. Every day, they learned something new about being parents, and they loved every minute of it. Meeting Norbert for the first time was a moment they would never forget. They looked into his big, curious eyes and wondered what he would grow up to be. Would he like to play with blocks? Would he love to read books? Maybe he would be a great artist or a fantastic soccer player. The possibilities were endless, and Emily and Charlie were excited to watch Norbert grow and discover the world. But Norbert wasn't the only child in the family. He also had a little brother named Benjamin. Benjamin was just a toddler when Norbert was born, and he was so curious about his new baby brother. At first, Benjamin wasn't sure what to think. Babies are small and make funny noises. But soon, Benjamin realized that being a big brother was a very important job. Benjamin was excited to be a big brother. He wanted to help his mommy and daddy take care of Norbert. He would bring diapers, sing songs, and even try to make Norbert laugh by making silly faces. Sometimes Benjamin would sit next to Norbert and tell him stories about his favorite toys and adventures. He couldn't wait for Norbert to grow up so they could play together and share all sorts of fun games. Benjamin knew he would be great at being a big brother. He promised to always look out for Norbert, to teach him new things, and to be his best friend. Being a big brother means showing kindness, sharing toys, and helping out whenever you can. Benjamin was ready for all the adventures that lay ahead, and he was proud to have Norbert as his little brother. As Norbert settled into his new home, something wonderful happened. The whole family came together to celebrate his arrival. There were balloons, laughter, and lots of happy tears. Norbert's grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins all wanted to meet the newest member of the family. They brought gifts, told funny stories, and took lots of pictures to remember the special day. When Norbert was born, everyone came to meet him. The house was filled with love and excitement. Some family members traveled from far away just to see Norbert and give him a gentle cuddle. Everyone wanted to hold him and welcome him to the family. His grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins all wanted to say hello. They brought soft blankets, tiny clothes, and even a few stuffed animals for Norbert to snuggle with. Each person took turns holding Norbert and whispering sweet wishes for his future. They hoped he would grow up to be happy, healthy, and surrounded by people who love him. Norbert's family knew that every new baby brings joy and hope. They promised to help Norbert learn and grow, to teach him about kindness, and to show him all the wonderful things in the world. As Norbert grew older, he would have so many people to play with, learn from, and share his adventures with. They couldn't wait to play with him when he was bigger. There would be games in the backyard, story time before bed, and lots of hugs and laughter. Norbert's story is just beginning, and with his loving family by his side, every day will be filled with fun, learning, and love. Isn't it wonderful to welcome a new baby into the world? After Norbert was born, he went home with his mommy and daddy. His crib had a cozy blanket. His room had a comfy rocking chair for Emily. When Norbert was hungry, he drank milk from his mommy. When he was tired, he slept in his mommy's arms. Everyone loved holding Norbert and making him smile. He was such a happy baby. One day, Norbert's family decided to go on an adventure. They packed up their car and drove to Aunt Wendy's house. Aunt Wendy had a big, beautiful house. It was like a mansion. Norbert's eyes got very big when he saw it. Aunt Wendy was so happy to see Norbert and his family. She gave them all big hugs and invited them inside. Norbert's cousin Claire was waiting for them at Aunt Wendy's house. Claire was a little bit older than Norbert. She loved babies. "I have a surprise for Norbert," Claire said. She ran into the other room and came back with something behind her back. "I brought my favorite show to watch with Norbert," Claire said excitedly. She held up a tablet. It was time for a baby show. One rainy afternoon, Claire was looking for something fun and educational to keep Norbert entertained. She remembered hearing about a show called Fisher-Price Laugh and Learn. Nursery rhymes and baby songs, which was supposed to be perfect for little ones. So, she decided to give it a try and put it on the TV in the living room, hoping Norbert would enjoy it. As soon as the show started, Norbert's eyes lit up with excitement. The screen was filled with bright, cheerful colors and playful animations that seemed to dance across the room. The music was lively and catchy, with fun rhythms and silly sound effects that made Norbert giggle. He was completely captivated, watching every movement and listening to every note, as if he understood the magic happening right in front of him. The show was full of adorable characters, puppies, kittens, and friendly little monsters, who sang and danced their way through each episode. They wore bright costumes and had big, friendly smiles that made everyone in the room feel welcome. The characters would wave at the screen, inviting Norbert to join in, and sometimes it almost felt like they were singing just for him. One of Norbert's favorite parts was when the characters sang about the alphabet. The letters would pop up on the screen in all sorts of colors and shapes, each one dancing along to the music. Norbert would point at the screen, trying to mimic the sounds, while Claire gently repeated the letters with him. It was a wonderful way for him to start learning his ABCs, even before he could talk. The show didn't stop at the alphabet though. There were catchy songs about numbers with the characters counting up and down, and Norbert would bounce along, clapping his hands. The colors were just as exciting. Reds, blues, yellows, and greens would swirl across the screen, and Norbert would try to grab them, laughing every time a new color appeared. Claire would point out the colors and numbers, turning the show into a fun, interactive game. Norbert was absolutely delighted. He giggled and cooed along with the show, his laughter filling the room. Every time a new song started, he would kick his feet and wave his arms, as if he wanted to dance with the characters on the screen. The joy was contagious. Claire couldn't help but smile, and even the family dog seemed to enjoy the cheerful atmosphere. Before long, the whole family was joining in. Claire sang along with the songs, and even Benjamin, who usually preferred quieter activities, found himself humming the tunes and clapping to the beat. The living room was filled with music, laughter, and togetherness. It became a special time for everyone, a moment to bond, learn, and just have fun. Fisher-Price Laugh and Learn wasn't just a show for Norbert, it was a show for the whole family, bringing smiles and songs into their home. Norbert's favorite characters on the show were Puppy Monkey and Sis. Puppy was a happy blue puppy who loved to wag his tail. Monkey was a silly yellow monkey who loved to make funny faces. And Sis was a sweet pink baby who loved to clap her hands. Puppy, Monkey, and Sis sang songs about everything. They sang about playing with toys, going to the park, and eating yummy snacks. Norbert loved to watch Puppy, Monkey, and Sis dance. He would kick his legs and wave his arms in the air. Sometimes, when the music was really good, Norbert would even bounce up and down in his mommy's lap. It was so cute. Everyone laughed and sang along with Norbert. It was so much fun to be together and enjoy the show as a family. After the show was over, Norbert's family went outside to play in Aunt Wendy's big backyard. Norbert loved feeling the warm sun on his face and the cool breeze in the air. It was the perfect way to end their first big adventure together as a family. Norbert was so happy to be with his family. He knew that he was loved very much. As the sun started to set, the sky was painted in beautiful shades of orange and pink, casting a warm glow over the garden. The air was filled with the gentle sounds of laughter and the soft rustling of leaves as Norbert's family strolled together, soaking in the last moments of a truly special day. The mansion behind them stood tall and welcoming, its windows reflecting the fading light, as if holding on to the memories made within its walls. It was time for Norbert and his family to go home, but no one was in a hurry to leave. The day had been filled with so many joyful moments, games in the garden, stories shared on the porch, and delicious food enjoyed together. As they gathered their things, there was a sense of contentment in the air, a quiet happiness that comes from spending time with loved ones. Even the family dog seemed to sense the specialness of the day, wagging its tail as everyone prepared to say their goodbyes. They said goodbye to Aunt Wendy and Claire, who stood at the door waving and smiling, their arms open for one last hug. The goodbyes were filled with warmth and promises to visit again soon. Norbert's cousins handed him a little drawing they had made together, a keepsake to remember the day by. The front steps became a place of heartfelt farewells, with everyone exchanging hugs and kind words, not wanting the day to end. They thanked Aunt Wendy and Claire for such a fun day, expressing their gratitude for the laughter, the games, and the delicious treats. The family promised to return soon, already looking forward to the next gathering. There was a sense of togetherness that lingered in the air, a reminder of how important these moments were. Everyone left with full hearts, grateful for the memories they had created together. Norbert, exhausted from all the excitement, quickly fell asleep in the car ride home. His tiny hands still clutched the drawing from his cousins, and a gentle smile played on his lips. The car was filled with a peaceful silence, broken only by the soft hum of the engine and the occasional whisper between his parents. Outside, the world slipped by quietly, the city lights twinkling as the family made their way home. He was tired from all the excitement, but so happy. His parents looked at each other and smiled, knowing that days like this were rare and precious. They felt a deep sense of gratitude for their family, for the laughter and love that filled their lives, and for the new memories they had made. Even though everyone was tired, their hearts were light, and their minds replayed the joyful moments of the day. It was a day that Norbert's family would never forget. The photos they took would be cherished for years to come, each one a reminder of the laughter, the hugs, and the love they shared. As they looked back on the day, they knew that these were the moments that truly mattered, the simple joys of being together, the bonds that grew stronger with every shared experience. It was the day they celebrated their newest addition with love, laughter, and lots of fun. Surrounded by family, Norbert and his loved ones created memories that would last a lifetime. The joy of welcoming a new member into the family brought everyone closer, reminding them of the importance of cherishing each other. As the night settled in and the house grew quiet, Norbert's family knew that this truly was a day to remember, a day filled with happiness, gratitude, and the promise of many more beautiful moments together.